See if it's loud enough. Testing the sound. See if it's loud enough. Testing the sound. Definitely loud enough. Josiah, close that door. Leave a small crack in it.
A small crack?
Yeah, just a small.
Okay.
All right. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just put that cover down and then close that door. That's it. That's it. Don't close it all the way. Leave a crack in it and don't pick that cover up no more. That's it. That is it. I don't know what you're doing. I'm not going to keep talking to you again. All right. Okay. What we're here to talk about, well, first of all, thank you and welcome to my live. My name is Shan, the baby Tara, and I am a tarot card reader. And I'm here to talk about the unaliving of Charlie, Mr. Charlie. All righty. So I want to get some answers to some pertinent questions. I think I'm just go ahead and put out a Celtic cross to answer a few questions about who was behind the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. Also want to know if the man that they have gotten here for the crime, is he the only culprit, the fall culprit, or whatever. So we'll try to seize that out of these cards here. So we're gonna first go into our space. Definitely has something to do with his past. This is the Six of Cups, good times, okay? We have fond memories with somebody that you knew, okay, very well, okay? So that has something to do with it, but we're not quite really into a reading, but that is a card that just kind of hopped out. People that you've shared good times with, you see these cups and stuff, these are people that you've made money with, made good memories with, okay? So this has something to do with the unaliving of Mr. Charlie. It has something to do with family, friends, or people in the past that you consider your family or your friends, people you are similar with, people you sit down with, have a good drink with, have some food with, okay? So that has something to do with this particular juror here. Let me go ahead. Let's see. Anything I can get right off. Anything you can tell the spirit about the unaliving of Mr. Charlie. It feels like I got the word intricate, intricate plans, intricate things. This was not as simple as I don't like what you say, and then I'm going to hurt you. Okay, it's not just that simple. It's not cut and dry. One off nutty. You know those one off nutties. They do have those, but it's a little bit more difficult than one off nutties. Let's see what happened to him. What's behind it? All right. There is definitely the heart of the matter is the hermit. The hermit is something that is behind you, somebody behind your back that is thinking something about you, somebody that holds a particular grudge about you, but it is a close person to you, or someone that is supposed to be your family or your friends, okay? The people that are supposed to roll with you, okay? It's somebody that is supposed to roll with him. And the challenge is judgment, okay? There was a judgment made on Charlie, but it was a judgment that was made in secret. Okay, somebody was holding something back that they thought about Charlie. Okay, and when I first heard about the situation of him being underlived, he was not a special person to me. Okay, that's as nicely as I can see put to say it, because he spewed a lot of hateful things that probably excited other people to do other things that we don't know about at this moment. But nonetheless, there is someone who was holding a judgment against him, okay? And it was a time for reckoning on that judgment. The person had held back as long as they could about however they secretly felt about Charlie. I feel like whoever this person was, they would definitely go amongst a group and espouse what it is they did not like about him, or what it is. But I feel like he was causing problems. Okay, that's how they said it. Okay, whoever this group was, secretly meeting and secretly coming through, um, was like, I don't like what he doing. And then most importantly, someone said they didn't like what he was going to do. So they felt like this was a situation in which he was going to do something else contrary to whatever it is they had their business with. This feels like Charlie had some business with somebody, okay, and they was on the same page and doing the same thing. But then when that thing was like, okay, this is the change is coming, okay. I'm no longer standing with all of what you're talking about, or all of what you're saying about, and I'm gonna make a split from you, okay. And the split included the unenlivened. But those are just the cards that I just put down. Hold on just a moment. Alrighty, we'll put that up there. Put that up there. There is something to do with just some of the cards just coming up. We got the Justice Department. We've got law, law and order. Okay, we got law and order, and I put it in it, and I just happened to put it next to the past. Okay, so some things are coming up from the past. Okay, this is not even the original card. This is the original card that I had put just down to the side, but then I end up putting it into the outcome card. Okay, so I will pull another one to dictate just what this is. But these two cards wanted to go together and come together. It's something in the past. There is something to do with the justice system. Is the reason why that he is unalived. There is something. There is a case. There is paper. Okay, there is some type of paper, and it has something to do with him, and it has something to do with the other person. And these papers provide some type of connection towards something. All right, and they didn't like that because the connection in the law and Charlie and something that he knew or he was going to do. There was someone that Mr. Charlie had told his plans to about what he planned on doing in the future. And maybe this person was trustworthy, but this person went and told somebody else, and somebody else who was not trustworthy. So whatever he was planning to do, whatever it had to do with the justice system, he was not allowed to do this. Okay, at this moment, this point, and this time. All right, it feels like I get that if you lay down with dogs, you're gonna get fleas, and that's exactly what this was. If you lay down with so many dogs, you get fleas, and then some people don't want you to know about their fleas, but you know about their fleas, and when you know about them, then you got to get whoop dog, whoop dog. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Someone felt like this is at the top of the sky. This is the world, and this is the Seven of Swords here. Someone felt like somebody was going to expose somebody to the world. You're going to expose me to the world. There's also a world. There's also countries travel. I'm going here. I'm going there. I'm. It's like I'm moving from. Uh, it's like I'm moving from continent to continent. There's something also inside of this unaliving that has something to do with foreign countries. Okay, I want you to keep that in mind. There is something about foreign countries and being exposed. Um, and some people in foreign countries didn't want to be exposed, and it had something to do with Charlie Kirk, and it has something to do with this justice card here, some legal paperwork, some connections he was willing to connect, and some things he's willing to say. I get that he wanted to, at some point, when he felt that it was right, but he never did get a chance to come out with some type of. I know he had a platform, plenty platform, but he wanted to come out in some way, like I think like nationally on the news, talking about something, okay, and talking about something necessarily didn't hit anything directly on the nail, but it would be associated with something, and that wasn't something that somebody was willing to have exposed. Okay, let's see this hermit searching for the truth. Somebody was searching for the truth, um and they found it. And I also feel like Charlie was searching for some form of truth. There was something he wanted to find out, or something he had been investigating and he was finding out. All right, and it was going to be something earth shattering for um his belief system. Okay, that's what it is. I feel like whatever he found out, it would shatter his belief system and whatever it is that he heavily believed in, whether it was MAGA, whether it was the white national Christian, whatever that hate group is. Yeah, so let's see. The Hermit. It was some new information, and we got the Ace of Swords. This is a new idea. This is new thinking, and attached to it is the Fool. This is new adventures, new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things. That's what also he was hiding. There was something new that he was about to do, and there was something new exactly that he was about to say and get something started. Some kind of new movement that he was going to get started, and they didn't want that movement to get started because no matter how racist he was how can I put it nicely, he was motivating, I guess, a certain folk. He was motivating them and leading them and being a leader in that right, in that stuff that they was in, okay, in they circle of friends, okay, and what they thought about black people, transgender people, and anybody other than who wasn't they self and them, okay. Let's see this judgment. The judgment was something that was going to make the crossing was that whatever judgment, whatever he was going to say, whatever he was going to do, this was the judgment here that crossed it. It was going to expose some things. This is the sun and shedding light. And when it did shed light, some people was going to go on and mosey on about their existence. This was going to be a separation, I feel, of either MAGA or a separation of some cohesive group. It was going to shatter them and going to fracture them at least into three groups. That is what my spirit is telling me. Whatever information or whatever you were going to say or whatever he was going to get started was going to fracture something through. It's a group of solidly connected folks, and it's going to just shatter them in two, three pieces. People going to be over there, people going to be over there, and people was going to be in the middle if this foretold event of what he was going to say would have happened. I'm not saying that. I'm gonna put that phone down and get on. Get on. Get on. Bye. All right. Let's see. And they wanted to restrict what was coming out. They wanted to restrict what he would say or what he would do. There was a lot of jealousy towards him from his own folk. Okay, really close. Okay, really close people to him. Jealousy. All right. Uh, I want to take your power. They wanted to take some power from him. They felt like maybe he had too much sway or too much power. Okay, and if he had too much sway and too much power, it felt like they had him on a leash. Okay, like a dog. I can actually see this leash around his neck. They had him on a leash like a dog, but then he started pulling. Okay, and then they noticed that he started pulling, and if he pulled and he pulled so much, then he would pull the rest of the situation away from them. Let's see, what's this world? Seven of Swords. Women, swords. There was definitely going to be some type of announcement or something was going to be revealed to the world. Somebody felt like somebody, I don't know if Charlie felt like somebody was doing something that wasn't supposed to. Somebody was being a sneaker. Somebody was doing something. He just didn't know. And it include traveling as well. Um, this was the person that was going to be speaking. We have the Knight of Cups and we have the page of rods or the page of wands. This is news. This is news. This is messages. This is things coming through. Just the beginning. Something. This is a page. This is something, like I said, whatever he would have said or whatever he would have done in future timelines would have caused a big situation to erupt. And this is somebody here that is um, pleading to the masses or pleading to somebody, offering somebody something in their cup, in their information, trying to give it in a loving manner. So whatever information that he had, he was going to try to deliver it. I feel like nationally on the news. Um, but he wanted to do it in a loving way to MAGA. So as in, MAGA would follow Charlie and MAGA wouldn't follow the Rumpster. Okay. But I don't think he had the intention of, how can I say, whatever this information that Charlie found out, he didn't have the intention to take Donald Trump down. That's not what it is. But the information again would be like secondhand something else, and it would get to be blowing up in the diaper eater's face. Okay, and they couldn't have that because they could see it's like he was pulling on, you know how you go and you do your like if you're trying to do your ancestry and you pull on this leaf and you pull on this leaf. Okay, first you find your granddaddy, okay, and then you find your great granddaddy, then you find your second cousin, and that second cousin was this and was that. It's like pulling on a leaf. That's what Charlie was up to, pulling on leaves, and then somebody didn't want it to lead back to that particular tree. All right, these were people that he trusted desperately. These are people that trusted. These are not people that he would have distrusted. Granted, he may not have knew anything about that young man that they say has done it. I don't know if he's done it, but okay, what they say. But I'm looking at what's behind that young man and what's behind the real situation that's going on, because there is a situation that includes um, foreign countries, news about foreign countries, uh, and documents, legal documents. Okay, and this man's ability to sway the racist masses, and he could sway them more away from the diaper eater. All right. This news was going to make people 48 hot, 38 hot. I'm sorry. Southern term 38 hot. You got your 38 and you bam wham until it get hot. So this information was gonna be flying off the press. You see this the news. This is coming through. Oh baby, it was gonna hit the fan, and that person knew that it was gonna hit the fan. Okay, because whoever these people is involved in whatever these documents is or whatever, they know what they've done, and they know how close you can get if you get to this, if you get to that, if you get to a little bit of this, and then it'll eventually lead to them, and that's not what they was trying to have. So they eliminated him. All right, let's see. We have success, which is at the bottom. Somebody was going to have some success, and somebody did not want Mr. Charlie to have the success, did not want him to become the businessman. The King of Pentacles, they did not want him to get all the money and all the supporters because those MAGA people are also bank accounts, okay? If you get them following you and you get them into your cult, they give you money, they give you this, they give you that. All you got to do is just get them into the cult because a lot of people are a little bit, a lot of people are easily led if you put a Bible in front of them. They will follow you to the end of the earth if you have that Bible, not knowing that it's not the Bible itself, but it's the person who holds it and who's interpreting it to you. All right. And they can lead you astray off into, cultish behaviors and into anything if you don't truly stand for something. You'll fall for anything. And that's what it was. He lead the family away. Okay, here we go. He lead the MAGAs away. He'll lead them into the abyss where Diaper Eater could never get them with whatever information that was going to come out, that was going to second or third hand lead to this three-party fracture. One party or one group fracturing into three. And they couldn't have that. In the past, he was talking. This is the King of Wands. This is the person that they thought was like going to get everything done. Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie was going to get everything done. And this is what he was saying. Okay. He was talking about them Epstein files. Okay. He was talking about a whole lot of things. And I think in his private life, okay, he was talking among others, trying to lead the racist MAGA into another direction, okay? A new direction of hate. I don't know. Look, I'm not into MAGA. I'm not into people who speak hate on everybody they see, black people, trans people. I'm not really into hating folk. I think folks should be able to do what they want to do, be called who they want to be called, and looked and say and have whatever religion it is that they see fit. And that's how I roll. But these people, he wanted to lead them off into another direction of MAGA, okay? But he wanted to do it more white male, young, racist movement over that way. That he wanted to take it further, all right? And because they pepper that movement with the Bible. That's what they do. Because if you can go back, even the Klan used the Bible as they were, unaliving black folks. So, people do that. Some people, you can give them a Bible and you could take them to the end of the earth and they will not use their brain and not use their common sense or nothing. You can just quote the Bible and lead them into the forest. Let's see. So he was that type of energy, that Charlie. He could use his words, use his communication to lead folks into the valley. All right. And Trump is like that too. But he was a more white nationalist young person. He could lead the rest of the young people who wasn't racist yet. He could lead them into the light of racism and Bibles connected with racism. Let's see. King of Rods. And this is Trump that is on top of him. No joke, in the past. All right. And between them is the family. So you got Charlie talking and speaking. You got Trump because he is a Gemini, which is a king of sports. That's him and Trump together. All right, him and the rump master together. Look at them in the past. That was them sharing the family. Oh, yes, it's so good to be a white male and always rich and everything is good here. Just those transgender people. If we could get rid of those transgender people, if we could get rid of those black women, oh, will the world be so wonderful. So that was what they was talking about in the past, and they was tight. They was straight, and the bond was strong. Okay, that's their bond. So we got him diaper eating in entering the reading here, and we talk about him, but then he enter into it. These are people that gets people's emotions going. That's how they motivating these people. Bibles and emotion, okay? And Trump don't use the Bible because, according to me, allegedly, he doesn't believe in that kind of stuff. He doesn't believe in it. He just makes others believe that he believes in it, which he don't. He holds Bibles upside down, and he don't believe in none of that. But he do believe in the racism, minus the Bible. And Charlie was with the Bible, mixing it with racism, yeah, and sexism and all kinds of stuff. Just, but only reading certain parts of the Bible, because if you are a person who believes in the Bible, you know that there are scriptures in that Bible that tells you to love people, tells you to love your enemies, love your neighbor. It also tells you to take care of your neighbor, okay? But then they don't see those parts of the Bible, because that part of the Bible is some white out in there, and it says talk about everybody, judge everybody you know, talk about people's sexual orientation. No, no, ma'am, and no, sir. But this is what these people believe in, and this is what they love. Long as you give them a Bible and a heart full of hate, then they can sway the masses like they have been doing. All right, we got the moon here, which is in the where we are coming from position in the Celtic cross. The position that was coming from was moon. This moon is deceit, deception, people who say they love you and they don't, people who love you in the day but hate you at night, okay? People who get in your face and bump gums with you, and then at night they go bump gums with others who don't love you or have anything good to say about you. Most of this is also about ageism as well. There's a lot of old MAGA people and a lot of old Republicans that didn't like to see the white national and racist young man coming through. All right. They were very, very hateful and jealous of that. So they would get on board with anything that pushed that agenda. All right. Let's see. In the background, there were a lot of complications and a lot of arguments. There were secret conversations, whereas in they were having conversations with Mr. Kirk. The MAGAs, the Republicans, all that lot, but mostly the MAGA and mostly Rump Trump. Whereas in they were threatening people. Okay, yes, allegedly, according to this country woman in these cards, he's been threatened by high stakes people. Allegedly, he was brought into meetings. He was passive aggressively bought into meetings and them saying this and that. Like somebody saying, you got some nice toes. I wonder what would happen if one or two of them went missing. Like passive aggressive meetings. He was called in. He was not too sure about how this was going to end himself. But I felt like for all of the racism that he spouted and all of that, I felt like he was my feeling is he was in some type of bravery mode, because I feel like he was like, I'm going to stand up and up for the racist things I love, or the Epstein files, or whatever that crap he wanted to stand up for. He was very vehemently, saying he's going to stand up for it. He wanted the files, and he wanted to lead the party in a new direction, a more younger direction, a more direction where you can be racist without being seen. Some type of underhanded racism, like recruiting people, allegedly recruiting people like, don't you like being white? It's the best thing. Join me. Not being overtly racist, because he sees that Donald Trump is overtly racist and all against everything and everybody. But he wanted to take it where the party could spread out more broadly along the white population, and so that it was like diet racism he wanted to do, and along with heavy Bible movement. Okay, so that's what he wanted to take a party. They ain't wanted to go there because they want to keep it the old same old white man stuff, Republicans, and heavy on the racism and heavy on the talking about everybody, and keeping it, keeping they conversations focused on bathrooms with their weird ass. But let's go. All right. And we got in the fears position is some plans. Somebody was fearing that somebody was going to go somewhere, do something, and expose something to the world. Okay, I've got this white horse. It's been hidden a long time. I'm bringing this white horse out. Okay, this is the information somebody wanted to bring out and drag out. This is the white horse, and I need this white horse to be noticed. And they like, no, you got to put that white horse back in there because people don't even know that the white horse exists. So that's kind of what that was. That was their plan that they feared. All right, let's see. And then I'm going to see that young man that they got. Is he a part of it in some way or whatever? This was a plan that they thought it was going to go all according. We have the two of rods, we have the nine of cups, and we had a queen of cups. Okay, they felt like he was definitely going to get some type of movement. Okay, he was going to get a movement, and he was going to get exactly what he wanted. If he continued to ask for what he wanted, he would have got it. Okay, whatever it was that he was asking for, the movement to move more toward white boys that they can be young and racist, and in heavy amounts of scripture. All right, and that's the plan that they feared, and they feared that he would be the queen of cups. He would offer a cup to them. Like I say, it was going to be like diet racism with a whole bunch of Bible, and that he was going to capture more of the masses than they did. Okay, and did, but he was going to be uncontrollable when he did it. And it feels like he's going to bring compassion. I know this sounds very weird. I don't even know how to say it, but it's compassionate spreading of racism, spreading of otherism. That's what he was going to do. He was going to try to make it more palatable for more white men to eat it and spread it to their young, and also spread it to the females, the white females as well. So he wanted to move that party along some other line. Okay, let's see. When he helped MAGA to get into the White House, into the office, and Republicans and all that, and he did that, that was fine. Okay, but they didn't want him to get on top of whatever their message was. Like they wanted him to be a follower, and at some point he wanted to be some form of a leader. All right, okay, let's see. Justice. Let's see. We got all kind of law enforcement things here. We got the Justice card. We got the Emperor, and behind it we got the King of Cups. Again, I just feel like was going to be somebody that was going to bring something forth from the justice system, and it was going to be a male. And I feel like Charlie was going to have something to do with this. Okay, this is some lawmaker here. I'm not sure who this is. This is a King of Cups. This is a lawmaker coming out with something, coming out with some type of information. I also feel like Charlie Kirk knew some other things that we are not privy to, allegedly, and not even just that weird Epstein. That is enough and nasty and disgusting, and it need to be exposed. But he knew other things. There are other things that are going on within the government, allegedly, and he knew some of these things by being close to them, by listening to them. They aren't the sharpest tools in the box, so they tend to walk around and talk about different crap outside of it's supposed to be like top secret stuff or this and that. They talk all out of their behind in in that White House. I just had to say that. I'm sorry, because I could just hear them. They talk all out their ass. They very unprofessional. I mean, really unprofessional. It's as if we took people that work. No offense to people who work at McDonald's. Put people who work at McDonald's and put them into the Secret Service, put them into the FBI and the files, and keep, yeah, they just talk all over themselves. And he may have also inadvertently heard some things that have nothing to do with Epstein files. So it's a lot of reasons that he's unalive. He got in too deep. He thought he was too important, and that was a point in which you become arrogant and you become drunk with power. Okay. And so that's what he had got, and it clouded his visions, and he got backdoored. Okay. So he got backdoored. But I need you to explain to me, Spirit, the situation with he got backdoored. Who is this boy that they said did it? Man. Okay. Man. They said that he did it. Okay. I want to know, did he do it, first of all? That's another thing. And if he was a part of it but didn't do something, I don't know. I just really want to know, who is the other person that did do it, if it's not that individual. So we'll go back to the young man who supposedly had a transgender relationship. I don't know why that was of importance, but they are specifying that as if when you have relationships with transgender people, they motivate you to commit mass. No, they don't. That's not how it works. Okay. Now, I do feel like he was recruited and his weak mind was mashed in some way. His weak mind was mashed somewhere. I feel, my spirit feels, over the internet. That young man that they got there that said did it, and it was him, and that was it, and all of that transgender bull crap that they pulling. I don't care if he did have a transgender girlfriend. I don't care if he had a transgender dog. He is the one that committed this. So what difference does it make? None. Okay, if he did it. Or was he used as a pawn and somebody else did it? Let's see. All right. I'm not really into conspiracy theories, but I always go where the truth takes me. Turn that down, turn that down. But I always go where the truth takes me. And if it takes me down a rabbit hole, then so be it. Because sometimes the truth is down the rabbit hole. So let's see. The young man that they got, did he do it, Spirit, or give us just some type of... Okay, I got the word in my head, enchantment. Enchantment means that you are mesmerizing somebody. You are doing something to woo somebody, or using the woo, using your voodoo, your hoodoo, your whatever you got that you can send over there and enchant this person, okay? So somebody was under an enchantment. This little young man was under enchantment. And I feel like he was motivated through the internet. And if you are a gamer, I have a son and he's a gamer, and I listen to his gamers sometimes. They are heavily, allegedly, recruiting on PlayStation. All of those groups, all those hate groups, all of those groups, any kind of political affiliated groups, allegedly, they are there, and they are online, and they are recruiting white, weak-minded young men that's on the edge and on the fringe, or it's such a varied amount of people that they are initiating out here. People think you got to be to the left, to the right to be initiated into something. No, ma'am, no, sir. Some of these people have collective views and eclectic views of things. There is no left, there is no right. Somebody talks to them and instigates them, and they kind of like fold it into that nonsense that they think anyway. So they're not left nor right or nothing. And Spirit has told me that this environment that is being created, the political environment that is being created, and is producing nuts to pop off, and different type of nuts. We got your hazelnuts, you got your peanuts, you got your pistachios. It's a whole lot of nuts that's being instigated here, and a whole lot of things that can happen. Okay, and it don't have to be left, right, center. Some of these people don't have any views, and some of them have several different views at one time. So be cognizant of that it ain't just this, ain't just that. All right, but be very cognizant. If you sit around and you talk hate by people, then karma might just come at you. Okay, you might not deserve it here in the physical sense of, okay, what I say, I don't need nothing to happen to me. That's fine. But in the karma setting, if you're putting out so much vile, vitriol, hate, that stuff come back to you in a big ball and it hits you. Okay, whether it's good or not, whether it should happen or not, it's happening. All right. And then this just fell out. This is the Ace of Rods, and this is the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheel turns. This right here is talking. This is ideas, and this is communication. So communication sometimes put things in play, and that is true. All right. Let's see. Let's see about this young man. Did he do that? Was he the one that fired the lethal shot? It wasn't but one shot. Okay. Was he the one that fired the shot or not? Come on, Spirit. Let me know. We're gonna do about 4 cards. Let's see. Got that. Got that. We got a partnership. Okay. He was in a partnership with somebody, okay? Whether it be online, some form of connection this young man had with some other group. It was a connection that he had with this group. But remember that Charlie was backdoored. So this young man was recruited without knowing he was being recruited to maybe stand in place for something he did not do, allegedly. All right, let's see. I feel like this young man was a sad young man, or he had some type of depression or something like that that took over him. And when you have these kind of things going on, you become weak. You become weak not only in your physical sense of your mind, you become weak in soul, okay? And you will drift into a lot of different things that you would not otherwise drift into. Something was going on with this young man, and it had something to do with his family. Family life was not as rosy pink as they established it to be, just because you were just, seeming to, be living like life was great and everybody was smiling. Behind the curtain, behind the Oz, everything was not fun. Everything was not. There is some sadness in this man, and this sadness turned into bitterness. I feel like he was talked to on the internet, allegedly, by a female. It was a female that he talked to that radicalized him for a particular person. This is a female, or this is a female that is in charge and in head of something in a conspiracy situation. Allegedly, it's a female that's on top. Okay, and I don't know who that is. Feel like somebody in the White House, female on top of something. All right, not that she was the person who went in and went into the chat rooms, went into the games, or contacted him like that. It's something about this young man they knew, and they knew that they could get him on the edge and for him to do something. Let's see. Yeah, he was a crash out. Okay, so here's your plans. That's him running and talking and speaking and no direction, just going off and hopping off. This is the new plan. Let me go and let me do it. This is him. This is my card. Like, I feel for a paid emissary. Somebody is also being paid. Okay, you can also do something for, there is some money involved in this situation. He was messaged. Okay, he was contacted. He had something. Somebody contacted him. Let's see. He was being manipulated because he is a baby, but these are just the footsteps of them emotionally leading him. You know, when you get I'm not meaning to talk about the man that did the killing or anybody's particular religion, but the Mormon religion is sometimes you can get into a cult situation with the Mormons. All Mormons are not cult members. That is not what I'm saying. But you can get into a culty situation when you're talking about religion. Remember, I told you if they give you and Bible, you can lead people to the end of the world, as we have quite frequently seen with Jim Jones, the man David Koresh, all of that. You gave them a Bible and they followed crazy people to the end of the world. So this they did baby steps in emotionally manipulating him, telling him some things that he thought, okay? Because people are thinking like he's transgender and I don't, like I say, I feel like it don't fit in either or kind of type boxes that they want to everybody to fit in the left or the right. I feel like he has some views, okay, and if they can manipulate those views about certain people or certain things, then he being manipulated. But they are quite, what they call it, Jexapex people. All right, like you got some Jexapex people who are Republican, but they transgender. And the Republican Party talk about them all day and all night long, and I can't put my mind around it, but they can. Okay, so whatever views he had, they were massaging those views and saying into his emotions. And I even have tears here. Really getting down to the things that maybe he was mad about or he was sad about. Okay. And I don't, like I said, I don't really feel like this person is neither straight left nor straight right about any of it. All right. Getting into his emotions and talking to him. I really feel this is my spiritual being and saying, he was talking to a professional person, okay? Like, profilers in the FBI. I'm not saying that's what that is, but it's somebody that can get into your psychology, figure out what you like, and they already know you're on the edge, and they'll know how to push you to the edge, and all your friends are, yeah, like that. So it's some kind of person like that behind that. And I felt like he was not picked out of random. There is a file, allegedly, of people on the edge, white young men on the edge, okay? And they've also been like, you can do something as simple as um, go to some political site and put your email in there. And you on their list, and and they start writing you and talking to you and this and that, and trying to get what you got going, and then approach you somewhere else. Okay, not approach you on that political page site or whatever, but approach you somewhere else, like approach you on PlayStation allegedly, or approach you on what is that, Discord or something like that, and they always in there. Okay, there are people in the government allegedly that are in these. This is my spirit telling me this, but this is allegedly. They're just a country psychic with psychic abilities. Okay, I'm just a country old girl talking to you, and they have people that they know on the edge. Okay, and they will go to Twitter, they will go to TikTok and kind of see where folk at. Okay, and watch them, and then recruit them for things so that they can be a fall guy for something that's going on. Okay. Um, they blew smoke up his ass as well. Okay. Because you remember I tell you he was sad and something was going on in his family allegedly, and it wasn't all good and smiles and rainbows and ponytails. Okay. And they just took him all around in a circle, and until he was set up to do this act or be there. But I don't get he did it. Now that I don't get him particular did it. So what we gonna do is let's do this. Did he do it? That didn't tell me anything about he was doing it. That was telling me about his recruitment. Did he actually do it? No, I don't think he did it. We got the star, we got the anchor, we got the commitment, and but we got moon on the end of that. This was to me says something somebody had planned on doing, being the star, attention, being the shooter, doing this or whatever. Okay. He was the one that was going to be anchored to it because he made the commitment, the ring. He made the commitment. But the commitment and the ring and him doing that, right behind that is the moon. This might have been his desire or his fantasy that he was going to be the one to do this, but something else took place. And for whoever, whatever they say, um, I feel like he was not the one. Okay. So with that being said, that he's not the actual shooter, he's the pose guy, he's the fall guy. And the thing all behind it is backdooring people. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's see about this real killer, allegedly. What does real killer do this for? Let's get to something we can know about the real killer. Okay. Not the dude that got sitting in there might be going down allegedly for somebody else. All right. Let's see about the real killer. What can you tell us, Spirit? The real killer. Okay. We got a man. We got a book, which we got secret. So we got a secret man somewhere. There was a secret man there and hidden. Remember, I don't go down a lot of rabbit holes unless I'm made to. If I have to go down the rabbit hole, I'm going because that's where it leads to. Okay, there is a secret man. Okay, we down the rabbit hole now. No escaping. Y'all going down with me. All right, and this is a crossroads. Travel, separation, hesitation. I feel like young man was on top of the building or wherever he said that they say he was. He was getting ready to do something, but that thing never happened. The thing happened somewhere else from some other vantage point. Okay. They had a man that was sitting in secret. And my spirit guide is telling me I don't really know what this means because I'm not a marksman at all. But this was somebody that was facing the sun. Okay, we got the sun card. And this person here was, I don't feel like he was at a very elevated height or no height at all, or very few feet off the ground, allegedly. All right. He changed and moved position. The real killer was somewhere else. And then he moved to another position for a better shot, better aim, or better, what he can feel he can do. And the person, the real person, the real one, did this for a grand amount of money. Okay. They paid the other young man a little bit, not much. This man here was known for his accuracy, known for getting the job done, allegedly. Okay. This is somebody who get paid the big bucks to do the big things and to do them, whereas in he stays secret and he stays hidden. While all the time, the idiot on the roof is the one who's going to pay the price. All right. This man did what he did. And then I feel like he crossed the street. This is the crossroad. He went to a crossroad. And I think it was a crossroad with a T, allegedly. That's what my spirit is telling me. He ran from there and he ran to a T intersecting thing. I don't know if it's in the parking lot. I don't know if it's a road, but it is a T intersecting thing. He ran away after that. All right, let's see. Oh, this video getting kind of long. 54 minutes. All right, heart, mice, and banquet. 8 of Pentacles. This was the killer wanted this to be out in the public. This is a banquet. This is flattery, social life. They wanted to be right up on camera, and this is the way that they did it was intended. It was intended to make a public statement. Okay, this is the Eight of Pentacles. This is very stringent plans. This is people making plans down to the T. Okay, that is not that little boy, man, whatever. That is not him. The only thing was strategic was them radicalizing him and being able to massage him, massage his ego, give him some things that he was missing from the inside with words. Okay, and that what was planned. Okay, he got on the building. I don't think he was ready to take his shot, you know, yet. And I think that the real person, that real secret man, he was ready and waiting, and this is what he planned to do at this particular journal here. And on top of this is the mice and the justice card. The mice is to dwindle, deficiency, depletion. Whatever these papers, whatever Charlie Kirk was knowing and was about to do, and that had something to do with the justice system, that had something to do with some paperwork, legal issues, had something to do with someone in the Justice Department, not sure. They wanted this to be eaten away at, okay? You're not going to talk about that. And I feel like it was more than the Epstein files. In fact, I know my spirit is telling me it is something that was going on allegedly that was more prevalent than those Epstein files, and that's pretty big on being, all those nasty people covering up stuff. And whatever this was, they wanted to knock this down completely and utterly and to eliminate it, and that no one else was going to talk about whatever this was. You are not going to talk about that again. And that's what I heard. You're not going to talk about that now. You're not going to talk about that forever. That's just what I heard. Okay, we got the eight of swords and heart. Heart is the love, the romance, falling in love with somebody. They wanted to restrict that his growing awesome power, that you remember he was going to come through with the racism on a diet racism mixed with Bibles, and he was going to try to spread that to masses of people so it could look nice, you can eat it. He wanted to make a new type of party. Okay, he wanted to give them shit, and but they wasn't gonna eat shit. Okay, because no one under would look at down at their plate full of shit and eat it. They'd be like, I don't eat that shit, literally. But what he wanted to do, he wanted to put you some icing on the shit, put you some cookies on your bullshit, put you some sweet caramel on your shit, and he wanted everybody to eat that shit. And most likely he wanted white, frail-minded young men to eat the bullshit. I'm talking about Mr. Charlie, so they can make a bigger party, spread it out amongst everybody. Is there anything else? Let me just ask anything else that the spirit would like me to know about this Mr. Charlie situation. All right. I think I can kind of covered everything. Let's see. And sorry for this dark old camera. It's the best I can do. All right. Anything else, spirit, you can tell me about this Charlie Kirk situation? The Charlie Kirk situation, don't be blinded. I'm asked to tell the masses and the people to not be blinded by what's going on. There's a white sheet that is covering up something detrimental, something that we need to know. Okay. Don't get caught up in only what you see. It's always something behind the Oz. Not Dr. Oz. He an idiot. But nonetheless, allegedly. Um, it's something behind the show. Okay. It's always something behind the show that you need to see and be important about. Don't get caught up in transgender. Don't get caught up in black women don't have a brain. These are statements from Mr. Charlie. He said that I didn't have a brain and I couldn't think. Don't get caught up in it all. Look what's going on behind the scenes. There is something to be seen. There is a meaning. There is a meaning behind all of this. People think politics. I don't get into politics. I don't like politics, but politics is always gonna come to you, and it's always gonna affect your doorstep. Okay, it always is. And everything you say and do. We live in America. Okay, granted, we live in America. We have free speech, yeah, but there are some things that you can do